You're listening to the Ordinary Joe's podcast with Joe D and Eric B. Ordinary Joe's podcast.
All right. Another Ordinary Joe's podcast, but this time I got a special guest with me right there. Brother Shawn Garnett, Cuzzin Flippa from Hawaii Five-0, stepping in for Joe. Joe, again, is dealing with some things. He started, from what I can tell you guys, he started the day shift at work. So, yeah.
I think he's lying. I think he entered into a underground kumite, and he's training for underground kumite because, you know, he probably was a 1985 kumite champion.
Whoa, yeah, Joe, the kumite champion, fighting against Frank Dukes, right?
Oh, yeah. And Paco and Chun-Li.
Oh my God.
Good times.
So today we're going to have special guest Shawn Garnett filling in for Joe for today. And we are going to talk everything Disneyland. Nice. From the rides to everything there. So we're going to try this. And what I'm going to do is we're going to try me and Joe's intro. So I am Eric B.
I am Shawn G.
And we are the Ordinary Joes.
I was looking at your lips, so I was trying to.
Oh man, you know what? Me and Joe we still have an issue with that too. So we every now and then it's good. So I'm not, you know. Shawn, Mr. Shawn, thank you for jumping on the show. Thank you for jumping on. Let's give Shawn a round of applause right here for jumping on. There you go. I was trying to come up with a topic. It's like, yeah, what can I talk to Shawn about? Man, my wrestling knowledge only goes up to when Hulk Hogan finally left WWE. So I couldn't really give you all that. And like the new wrestlers now, I don't know what's going on, but you know.
Yo, honestly, the new wrestlers these days, I don't know that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, you know, Hulk Hogan. I did follow after Hulk Hogan and, you know, the Attitude Era and ruthless aggression era and all that. So I know a lot of the wrestlers and all that. So the new ones, I really.
Yeah, I mean it was one of those things where I can follow a little bit of wrestling, but as soon as I see someone that I don't know who they are, it's like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, back in the day, if you look at a wrestler, you look at somebody and you're just like, man, just by looking at them, you know that they're going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
You know, like these days, like they have all the tools, like all the new wrestlers have the tools, but I don't know. You just look at them, just, man, it just doesn't really have that, you know, superstar charisma kind of thing.
Wrestling look.
Yeah. But.
All right, we'll stop talking about wrestling and get into Disneyland because we can talk about wrestling forever. Shawn and I can talk about wrestling forever.
Yes, we can.
We'll get Shawn back on another day to talk about wrestling. Shawn, this is the first time that you're on the Ordinary Joes, man. Welcome to the Ordinary Joes podcast, and thank you for jumping on. Kind of last minute jumping on, and you know, again, when Joe comes back on, what I want to do, not to sound so weird, but I want to have all three of us on at the same time.
Yeah, I'm down for a good three whatever thing.
Three-way?
We can't talk like that. We're talking Disney there.
Hey, it's Pride Week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right on.
It's Pride Week in California. We can do that. So we can do that. All right, Shawn, man, let's start with, tell me your fondest memory of Disneyland, whether it was a childhood memory, or whether it was an adult memory. What's one memory you had that you still think about now?
And I think it was 87 was the first time I went to Disneyland, and I went to go see my hero, Donald Duck. They're all like over there, and I was just looking at them. I was all shy, and I was a very shy kid. So I looked at him, and I was like, oh, I gave him a hug. Then I went back to my grandma. I was like, Memo, that's not Donald Duck. He's like, what do you mean that's not Donald Duck? He's like, his lips aren't moving. So like at a young age, I was like, I see the BS. I see it. But it was the coolest thing just to be there. I was there in the 80s, so a lot has changed.
Yes.
Since then. another time when me and my wife went over there, and I slipped and fell. But it was like one of those falls where like it was like Matrix falls. So it was just like slow. I could have caught myself, but I didn't. I was like, get that Disney bucks, get the Disney bucks, you know. But I was on the ground, and my wife was like, "Oh, babe, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just looking at the lovely Southern California clouds."
Clouds.
I'm fine.
You should have waited for a cast member to come on, and then you should have done one of those. My back, my neck, my neck, my back.
My pancreas.
You would have had a free Disney pass, season pass for the rest of your life.
Forever.
What can we do for you? I just want a season pass forever. While you're at it, man. Throw in the Florida one too.
And a turkey leg. Turkey leg, please.
Honey, you want a turkey leg? 2 turkey legs. 2 turkey legs. And a churro.
Ooh, those churros, man.
Oh, man. You know what's funny is you have to go to a certain place to get a churro, because we tried to get a churro one time outside of Disneyland, and it said Disney churro. We're like, okay, it's the same price. It wasn't the same as the churro they sell inside the park. Those churros, there's something about the churros that's addicting there.
Yeah, I feel that way with the corn dogs too. I mean, dude, the little red truck, the corn dogs. I mean, dude, I don't know. There's just something about going inside Disneyland and eating Disneyland food. I mean, you know, it's gonna cost your firstborn for a hamburger and fries and a drink, but it's well worth it. You know, when you eat it.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's pricey. I mean, but you go there. You have to go there knowing that you're going to spend that much money there. You know, you can't be frugal when you're there and like, we'll wait. We're bringing our own water, and forget the $5 soda.
Our own sandwiches. We're going to put it in the lockers, and
you know what's funny? Here's my memory from you to tell you. When we were younger, my family, being Filipino, this is how Filipinos, for all you Filipinos who are watching, this is how we used to do it, okay? We used to come there, we used to load the trunk with food. And I mean food, no microwave, food. And this is like food that you can eat cold. You know, it's not, it's one of those foods. There's always a pot of rice. And at 12 noon, they say, okay, we're meeting here at 12 noon. We're going to go back to the car. We would have a little picnic in the parking lot. Could be cold cuts, it could be sandwich, it could be adobo, it could be all that stuff. But my family was infamous for doing that. And I think Disneyland banned it and said, you know what, there's no more picnics. You know? Yeah. So yeah, we had to start eating inside Disneyland. And it's funny because from this day on, I still know Filipino families who will do that. We'll go to like, a theme park, and instead of buying food there, they'll all meet at the car. And we have corn dogs, and forget the corn dog there. I got a better one from Costco sitting in the trunk. It's been sitting in the California heat, so it should be warm. But yeah, man, you gotta be prepared to spend money when you go to Disneyland.
I mean, dude. I mean, I think one of the restaurants that we loved was my wife and I was that barbecue buffet, like the barbecue chicken and the what's a roundup barbecue roundup or whatever. You can get it's like unlimited, sausage and barbecue chicken and ribs.
Unlimited.
And then for dessert, you used to have that one, the skillet, the chocolate chip cookie skillet. Oh my Lord and stars!
Wow, unlimited, guys, unlimited. I don't think unlimited is in Disneyland anymore. There's an all you can eat, but then they tell you only have an hour and a half limit for all you can eat. So it's like that's not really all you can eat. You should rephrase that. All you can eat for an hour and a half.
It's like Homer. It's like Homer and the
then you gotta go
the seafood.
Yeah,
the seafood place. But he said, "Oh, you can eat." Like, guess not.
Yes, it's all you can eat, but there's a time limit. So they got to do that. So Disney got smart. They got smart. They're like, we can't do all you can eat anymore. These guys will be here till 2:00.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, Disneyland's a cool place to visit. When was the last time you went?
Ooh, let me see. 2021. I think 2018.
Okay.
2018. I went with my wife, my boy, and it was my wife's family, my nieces and nephews. It was a blast, man. Like, I think Galaxy's Edge wasn't open at that time.
2018? So. Yeah, probably not. Yeah. I think they opened in 2019.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it was cool, man. And then we actually went up there to go for a wedding. So one of my this lead singer of Real Big Fish. I don't know Real Big Fish.
Mhm.
He was getting married, and at the Madonna Inn, which is that North?
It's North California. It's Northern California. It's like in between San Francisco and LA. And I know exactly what that Madonna Inn is. If you've ever been there, it's kind of a
it's
kinky
cool
place.
Yeah. So and then I was the same time when they had the fires.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we drove through the fires like twice. I was like, whoa! All the kids are all freaking out. And then we went to Disneyland. It was a great time.
You should have went to one. You should have found a burnt building and said, "Oh, guys, look what happened to Disneyland."
Yeah, I know. Look what happened to Pirates of the Caribbean.
It burned down. We can't go in.
Oh, shucks.
So you pretty much caught, besides Galaxy's Edge, you pretty much caught all the new stuff that was going on. You know.
Yeah.
Now, do you like getting on the rides?
Of course.
What's your favorite?
I'm a big dude. I'm a big dude. So like, if I can fit on it, I would go on. Which majority I fit on the rides, but some of them is like, nah, no, that's okay.
You know, one thing I love about Disneyland versus like, I'll tell you a story in a minute. Okay. Disneyland are big people friendly, right? You know, they had to close down Small World to make the boats bigger, to accommodate the bigger people. That's what they said. They said we have to redo this because America's getting a little bit bigger, so we have to accommodate the bigger people, right?
America's getting bigger.
That's pretty much what they said. And they did the same thing with Pirates. They had to adjust the boats and make it, what they call it, big people friendly.
It's a big world after all. Yes.
But it's kind of cool because last week we went to a theme park here in California. It's Great America. It's over there by Santa Clara, by Levi Stadium, where you watch WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
They were not big people friendly.
Wow.
At all. They were like, seriously, like they were doing, and my kids were calling it gut check. Like if the seatbelt couldn't close, and couldn't click, you had to get off. And we were like, I was like, oh man, I kind of feel bad for these. And then we rode this one roller coaster where the whole family had to get off because they all couldn't lock the thing down. And I said, look at the lady behind you. She's nervous because she was a little, on the she's a large American. So we get on because they all get off, and then the lady behind us, I'm like, oh my god, is she gonna actually, she gonna make the cut, right? And then they try to do the seatbelt, and right away she's like, "Oh, if it doesn't work, don't worry, I'll get off." And I just want my kids to get on. I'm like, okay, because she already knew. But it kind of sucks because she waited an hour to get on the ride, just like we did, and all they were giving out was free drink coupons.
It's like free drinks.
Give me the hamburger coupon, please.
Yes, please, and a Diet Coke.
The meal coupon, yeah. So that's one good thing about Disneyland is they're thinking about everybody. They're thinking about everybody. It's like. It's one of those things where if you get on a ride like Guardians of the Galaxy, which was Tower of Terror back in the days, you're not afraid if a big person gets on the ride with you.
Of course.
Because they tested this out thousands of times, right? So that's a good thing about Disneyland. Good thing for that.
That was an awesome ride. I mean, one of my favorite rides, other than Pirates of the Caribbean, was the Hollywood Tower of Terror. I mean, I love it because the theming, the music, you just go inside and you just feel wow, this is awesome theming. Whoever created all this or the team should get an extra corn dog for lunch. I mean,
how do you feel about them changing it to Guardians?
Well, I was on the fence. I was just like, dude, come on, man. Like, first of all, I love Marvel. Yeah. Marvel is cool. I will always support Marvel. DC, DC's I'm on. Yeah. But Marvel is like cool. But like, I don't want to see Marvel all over the place in Disneyland. I want to go to Disneyland and see Disney stuff. Yeah. I don't mind the Marvel. So that was like, oh man, Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever. I went on the ride. It was one of the best rides ever.
My God, yeah.
It was the coolest experience ever. I was just like, yeah, this is worth it. I do miss my Hollywood Tower of Terror, but
you know what? Hollywood Tower of Terror is still here if you just go all the way to Orlando.
In Florida, yeah.
Or even if you go to Japan, which you're not that far. What is Hawaii from Japan? Japan is what? Is it still a 12-hour flight for you guys? Something like that.
I have never been to Japan, so
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes.
There you go. Tokyo Disney or Tokyo Sea has the Hollywood Tower of Terror, but I'm pretty sure everything's in Japanese. So brush up on your Japanese. So
I don't know. I don't know any Japanese. They're probably respect me because one, I have tattoos.
Yeah.
They might think I'm Yakuza or I'm big sumo.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
It works.
To give you front of the line tickets. Funny story about Tower of Terror when we were on there. There was this before they changed it over. We had one of the coolest like cast members that got us on. He was like, I'm gonna make sure there was like I was like 8 or 10 of us, right? And he goes, I'm gonna make sure you guys get your own car. I'm like, oh cool.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So he did. He gets us our own car, and when we're done and we're like waiting for the doors to open, I tell everybody, hey, pretend we're sleeping or pretend we're all passed out, right? So we get down there and like we're all like, knocked out like this. Then he goes, oh, and he's like looking at like, oh shit, what happened, right? Then he goes, you know what? For freaking me out like that, you guys are going on again. We're like, what? I was like, yes, but I was like, no, I don't know if I can do this right twice. And yeah, so the second time when we were done, I said, okay, when he opens the door, we're all going to go, ha, we're all going to point at him and scream, right? Sure enough, the door's open. We do it, but he's not standing there. So we're kind of like, where'd you go?
What did we do?
But no, he was cool. That was probably my best memory on Tower of Terror on there. Yeah.
I love it when the elevator operators are in character.
Oh, God, yeah.
And, just like, there's a seat over there for you, sir.
Yeah.
And for you, sir.
Yeah.
And when the doors close, like, have a pleasant evening. And, like, they're just in character. Like, they just goes to show that they love their job.
They love their job,
I mean, I've heard stories of, cast members not loving the job. But, like, when you see people like that, they work in and they're, in character all the time. That's
half of them is probably trying to get into Hollywood, right? So it was like, you know what? Let me see if I can do this Tower of Terror character and then, get into it. How do you feel about the Haunted Mansion when they try to get into character there?
Oh, man. I mean, Haunted Mansion is like one of the most classic rides ever. I mean, it can be scary at times, So, yeah, I think, any cast member that gets in character, even the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, hey, those guys. Those guys make me laugh.
Those guys.
I hate waiting for the Jungle Cruise, but it's a cool ride to get on when you actually have to sit there and wait for it. And then when you have to listen to what the cast members or the what are they called, the tour guides are trying to tell you, it becomes funny because it's corny, but it's funny,
Yeah, of course. Like witty banter, between the guests and the tour guide.
They'll say something like, I haven't steered this boat in 20 years.
Yeah. Or they go in the back of the waterfall. It's like, it's the back of water. Yay. Or something like that.
The backside. And then The Rock in the movie, The Jungle Cruise, actually throws that in the line. You guys, did you see the cruise?
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it yet.
If you watch the trailer, it was not out yet, but if you watch the trailer, he actually says, and here we are, the backside of the waterfall.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, wow. They actually throw this line in the movie, which is kind of like...
Isn't that kind of cool that Disney picks, makes movies out of rides that you wouldn't even think that would be a ride in the first place or a movie in the first place? Like Pirates of the Caribbean, when you first heard that they're going to make a movie, you're just like, really? How are they going to do that?
Yeah, how are they going to do that? Yeah.
And you watch the first one, you're like, ooh, that's pretty cool. And then when they pick Jungle Cruise, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, Jungle Cruise is not on my, first rides to go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I've been on there once. I mean, I'll go it again if I want to sit down.
Yeah.
But it's not like a go-to. Like,
no.
What's the first, when you get in the park, what's your first ride that you have to go?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Wow. Disneyland only, right? We're not talking about California Adventure.
Disneyland,
man. See, I got a lot of favorite rides, but I think my go-to that I have to always go on, man, you stumped me here.
I can go first if you want to.
Go ahead. Let me think about this.
My wife and I, we always go straight to Pirates of the Caribbean. That one or Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Because I just love those rides. I mean, you can just, when you go on Pirates and you smell the the water that's been there since 1912. Yeah, 1912. You just, wow, this is great. We're in a boat talking about pirates and shit. And then, Indiana Jones is always busy, so.
Yeah. Missy, see, okay, the reason why I'm stumped, because between Pirates, Haunted Mansion, Small World, and Indiana Jones, and, I got those Space Mountain in there as well. Those are like my favorite rides. So my go-to, if I had to choose one out of those 5 that I picked, I would say
through the gate. You're just like, which one am I going to go to first?
I would have to say it's Pirates, just because one of the original Walt Disney rides that was there since opening day.
Yeah.
One of those rides where once you get on, you get at least a nice 12-minute break, from the sun. I think it has to be Pirates. Pirates is probably my go-to. As soon as the gates open, let's get on that ride.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
And also I like it because at the end of the ride, it goes up, right?
Yeah.
So you're leaning back, and that's the only time that I can crack my back for some reason. I can go back and I'm just like, you're like, oh,
because it has those little
I'm like, oh yeah. Because I don't know, man. Like nobody can crack my back if you stand on it or
you're like,
whatever.
Can we go again? I need another vertebrae.
I always wanted the Big Show to when you go like this and you pick up somebody. I was like, if I ever met him in like a autograph, whatever, I was like, can you crack my back? Can you lift me up? Probably be the only person.
Like, you don't want a selfie? You don't want an autograph?
I just want you to crack my back. That's all I want you to do.
Crack my back, please. That's all I need. Man, that was a good question. That was actually, it's funny. That was one of the hardest questions I've answered in a while when it comes to Disneyland. But now with Galaxy's Edge open, and me riding Rise of the Resistance, before the pandemic hit, Rise of the Resistance probably a close. I'd have to put it in my top 5 now. So, that's that man. I'm gonna have to think about this. Damn you, Shawn Garnett! Damn you! I thought I was Disneyland expert at it. Jesus, now I got to think.
I always ask my wife that too. I was like, babe, what's the first ride that we always go to? And she's like, Pirates of the Caribbean. I was like, that's number 1 right there. And after that, it's just like, okay, where you want to go first? I don't know. Let's go sit down and eat. Because if you park your car, you walk all the way to the gate, and you're into the gate in the line, waiting in line, and you get through the gate, you go all the way to Main Street, then you hit Pirates. You're just like. One ride and done, you know what I mean?
But that's the one good thing about Pirates. It's indoors. And even the line, unless it's one of those long lines where it's hitting outside, everything is indoor. The line is indoors. So it's like you're not really standing in that California heat for the longest time. It's the good thing about Pirates.
A close second would be in Cars Land. The Radiator Springs.
Yes.
That one is super.
Yes.
That one is awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'd love that ride. That one and the Toy Story one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that one. Man.
No, my all-time favorite, if I had to choose one between both parks right now, it has to be Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, just that. Thrill ride, there's a story behind it, and then when you're in the line queue, you're like, there's all these little secrets that you can look at. You know, it's like there's something about that ride that I like, and it's funny because whenever we go, we have an agenda. It's like we'll get there from San Francisco to LA, or to Anaheim, it's probably like a 6-hour drive. So we'll leave like on a Saturday morning, early in the morning. We'll get there by like 2-3 o'clock. We'll go eat wherever in Southern Cal. Always a Raising Cane's. If you guys know us and look at my posts, it's always Raising Cane's when we're down there because they don't have it here in California, in the Bay Area just yet. They're opening one up soon. So we'll get to Disneyland around 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. So our agenda is always, let's ride the little small rides tonight. And I'm talking about, your Winnie the Pooh, your, Pirates is usually not that long by the time we get there. All the small rides, if we can get on Peter Pan, if we can get on all those little kiddie rides that we can get on, then we'll do it that night. Yeah. And then the next day we'll do the whole fast pass thing. We'll get a fast pass. Usually we'll get a fast pass for like the hardest ride to get on is going to be Space Mountain. So we'll do a fast pass for Space Mountain. So those are usually that we have this whole, agenda set up, and it's kind of like takes the fun out of it, but at the same time it's like if you don't kind of game plan what you're going to do at Disneyland, you're going to spend hours in one line, then you're going to spend another hour in another line, and by the time you're done you're like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, man. And with the crowds and everything, and it's like, oh my god, I mean, it's probably so busy now. Well, a little bit busy. I mean, they opened up for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Disneyland.
June 15th, they lifted a lot of the everything, and that's one thing that they did differently was they I guess the capacity is up to supposed to be 50%, but from what people's posting, what people's telling me, it's like, no, dude, it's at 100. It's like you see people, and then they in California. They did the whole mask thing, mandatory mask if you're not fully vaccinated as of June 15th. But if you are fully vaccinated, you can go ahead and go maskless pretty much, anywhere you want, right? But how many non-vaccinated people is going to say they're vaccinated just to take their mask off?
Exactly. You got to wear your pants though, right?
Yeah, it's the only you still got to wear pants.
Damn it. Well, I don't want to go Disneyland now.
Sorry, you got to keep one nose covered. The other nose, you can go noseless.
Well,
yeah.
And maybe next time.
Yeah. That's a different Disneyland. I think that's in Germany.
Man, did they open up a Disneyland in Germany?
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if they did.
You want to hear a funny story about Germany?
Please, let's hear one.
My uncle Aji said that there's a thing called Fasching, and it goes on for like a month. And what it is like if you're married or whatever, it doesn't matter. For that 1 month, you can fool around with anybody you want.
Ooh. So
while he was in the army, he was stationed over there. He found this blue-eyed, blonde German girl, and he was, as the Hawaiians would say, he was planting the kalo almost every other day. He's going over. It was called Fasching. And he went over one day and he knocked on the door, and this big German guy opened the door. He's like, hello, how are you? It's like, oh, is so-and-so here? It's like, yes. And then he looked around and he's like, oh, Fasching is over. I was like, oh, so sorry. So he left. So that's my Germany story. I don't know why I told it, but
it's funny because the United States has a base in Germany, right? Their military has a military base in Germany, and the first place, I think it's the Navy. You get to choose. You get to choose like between Germany or Japan is your first stop. So I'm wondering if anybody in the military stationed in Germany. Fasching? You guys
Guten Tag.
You guys into Fasching?
Hey, he told me the story. I mean, he had a few beers while he was telling the story, but I believed him, so.
Man, that word Fasching alone sounds scary.
Fasching. It's for unfasching.
Hey, what are you doing to my wife? We're Fasching.
Oh, okay.
It's Fasching month. Okay.
I guess it's a tradition. I don't know if any German fans of the Ordinary Joe's podcast.
Wow.
No, but let us know.
I would like to know. Maybe I'd have to take some time and live in Germany. Maybe during Fasching, I wonder if you have to be a German resident.
He wasn't. He was from Hawaii. He was my Uncle Adi. He was from Hawaii. And he was stationed there. So like he found out about this fashing, shenanigans. So he was like, whatever.
So during this fashing time is when all the Hawaiians are gone from Hawaii because they're all making their way to Germany, right?
Yeah, that's why I want to go this summer. Hey, babe. Right when I'm talking about that, my wife walks in. Like,
I'll go with you, Sean. Just let you know.
Yeah.
Sean needs a backup. Sean needs a bodyguard. So just got to make sure he's looked out for during fashing time. Anyways, back to Disneyland.
Disneyland. So sorry.
Fashing is over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to think about my favorite. What's your favorite land? Let's put it that way. Let's ask you, what's your favorite land in Disneyland?
Man, Adventureland. I want to say snow. It's not Spaceland, right? Well, Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland.
There's nothing really tomorrow about Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I know, because tomorrow's yesterday, so it really doesn't matter. I would say Adventureland.
Adventureland. Let's see, what is it? What's in Adventureland? There's
Pirates. There's Indiana Jones.
Is Adventureland and Pirates? I have to think about that.
Pirates. I think so.
Okay.
Jungle Cruise. Oh, the one ride that I never went on was the Treehouse.
Yeah, I did that.
Because
that's not even a ride.
I'm walking through the whole damn park. I ain't gonna walk through a damn tiki house and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of with the tiki room, right?
Yeah.
With the damn birds.
We're the tiki room. Yeah. That's so. It's funny because the first time that I got on there was recent, the 2000s. I had never been there as a kid because I'm like, what the hell? I never want to do this. So I finally get on there. I'm with my kids, and I'm just like, this is the most racist thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I was gonna say that,
right?
I was in there. All I heard was Tahu Vahila, Tahu Vahila. Hey, I was like, this is just like being in Waikiki. It's like Don Ho. Where's the Don Ho bird?
Where's the Don Ho bird? Mine was more the one bird. They're like, hey, let's go wake up Paco. Paco, wake up. And then he has this like, hey, why you wake me up? Sleeping from my nap. I'm like, wait a minute. This is supposed to be Disneyland?
Wait, hold on. Wait, why does he sound like Chong?
Yeah, exactly. Well, what do you have? This bird's from China? What's going on here?
Well, if you think about it, back in the day when Disneyland first opened,
yes.
I mean, when they have the characters on all that, they did use a lot of like ethnic whatever. So like if it was like a Latino character, they used Latino actors, for voice actors or whatever. Same as today.
Yeah.
I mean,
but today
changed.
the only thing is they actually get a Latino actor.
Yeah,
not like before. They would get a white guy to play a Chinese guy. And then Hollywood would go crazy.
Didn't like John Wayne play like
a Japanese? Was it Japanese?
Well, no, he played the kind Genghis Khan, right?
Oh yes, he did. Was it Genghis
John Wayne?
Yes, he did. He did.
The Duke.
Even what's his name? What's that guy's name? The funny comedian. He has a special out every year. The something Save the Kids or whatever. Forget what his name is. Comedian. He played a Chinese guy, and a lot of people were mad that he played a Chinese guy. God, what's his name? He has a special out. He helps the kids out every year. It's the something special. It's usually on New Year's Eve. I forget what his name is. Yeah. When I figure it out, I'll figure it out. But yeah,
text it to me.
Even him, it's like he played a Chinese character in the movie, and now that we look at it, we're like, man, I guess it was kind of bad back then. Times were a lot different. Even Disneyland too. Yeah.
Like it changed, and you see throughout the days. I mean, or throughout the years. A funny story, like the first time my wife and I went to Disneyland, I was wearing this jersey. It said Kanakama Ole. It was like red, yellow, green, and all that, and. We're standing in line and we see everybody else wearing red shirts. And we're like, oh, I guess there's like a college or whatever going on. Come to find out, it was gay days.
Oh, yes.
And I was just like, oh. And I looked at my shirt. I'm like, I have red. I'm like, oh, wait, okay. they're gonna think that I'm with my sister or something. So like I'm sitting down on the bench and my wife went on the ride and this dude sits next to me and he looks at me and looks at my shirt and I'm like, oh no, I'm cool. My wife is on the ride.
The rainbow is from Hawaii.
Yeah, this is red, yellow, green. This is not,
Hawaii rainbow.
All the colors of the rainbow. But
it's funny because we did that too. We went there on a day and we only try to go on the days where we know it's not going to be crowded. Met my cousin up there before the whole pandemic, and we go up there. My cousin's texting me, hey, why is there a lot of gay flags going around here? And I said, I was hoping you didn't notice, but I think today's gay day.
Gay day.
Which was cool because, from San Francisco, I see this all the time. But, these people, my cousin and them, they're like, his kids are kind of like, okay, well, these two guys are holding hands.
Yeah,
they're best friends.
They're just not used to it.
Disneyland's the happiest place on earth, and today it's extra happy.
And like I said, times change. Times have definitely changed, and now it's like more looser and more just inviting. And,
but what's cool about that? What's cool about that is during this Pride Day is what they call it, right? Pride Day is they have stuff that you will never see on any other days. They'll have like cups with the rainbow flag on it. They'll have the Mickey ears with the rainbow flag on it. And then when you see people trying to buy that online, because they only have it once a year, and it's always a specific, like 2020, 2021, people are always trying to look for that 1 year, and people are like on eBay selling it for like, $100 when you bought it for like $20. Because that one specific year. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize, this was that expensive. It's like you buy regular Mickey ears. Yeah, you can buy that anytime. But, the one that has the rainbow flag on it's like, oh, wow.
Commemorative.
Yes. Yeah. I don't mind doing that. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I like it. My favorite land would have to be, I think it's Adventureland. I think with the rides Adventureland has, Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, even Haunted Mansion, right? That's all Adventureland, isn't it?
Yeah. Or is it Fantasy? Is that part of Fantasy? Oh, no.
No, Fantasyland's in the middle. Fantasyland is where...
Countryland? Frontierland.
Frontierland is the one that has the railroad. See, that's what's kind of confusing, right? It's like Adventureland has Indiana Jones, Jungle Cruise, and Pirates. And then Frontierland has the train roller coaster ride and Splash Mountain and Winnie the Pooh. So I was kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I got to look at the map.
Yeah, it's Adventureland, Critter Country. I think Critter
Country's on there.
Splash Mountain and the Bears Jamboree. Fantasyland, Frontierland, and the Main Street USA.
Let me try to look at this map. See if there's a map here and see how this map works. But yeah, I mean, I can't, I like whatever land Pirates is in. That's the land that I like.
Exactly. Have you been to like Club 33?
No. I mean, that's one.
I've been there about 2 or 3 times.
Inside.
Yeah, inside. We ate inside and all that. My uncle, my Uncle Tim, same guy that emailed me to be an extra on Five-0.
Nice.
He played it, that guy. But he has a membership and all that, and invited us to Club 33. It was actually pretty cool to go inside and check it out.
What makes it, like for people like me who hasn't been there, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people listening who's never been there. What makes it so special? Like what's there that's special?
I think it's just like a premier club for, just Disney pass holders or whatever. Or like you just paid a lot of money to go inside there, and you can sponsor people to go inside there or whatever. And like I don't know, it's just like I think it's the only place where you can buy beer.
Okay.
At one time. Now you could just purchase beer.
Yeah.
Anywhere, but it was just like a fine dining kind of experience and all that,
But it's like they said it's like $10,000 a year just to be a member.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, is the food? Would you say the food is $10,000 worth it?
Yeah. So it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was edible. It was really cool. They have like those 5-course, 7-course,
Wow.
meals and all that. Celebrities go up there to eat and whatever. But I really don't know like the in-depth history of Club 33. But all I know is like it was just a premier club.
Wow. Yeah.
For Disney, pass holders or whatever. But
now let me ask you this. The times that you've been in Disneyland and the times that you went there, have you seen any famous celebrities there?
Oh, dude. I think the first time I went with my wife's niece and nephews, we were at Soaring, California.
So yeah.
A DCA,
yes.
I think. And Mrs. Doubtfire himself was in there.
Wow.
Not Robin Williams, but the other guy. Dang it, what's 007? Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, and he was just like over there. I'm just like, man, he's a beautiful man.
You're like,
beautiful man.
Woo-hoo.
And he passed by me and he saw my puka shells, right? I knew he wanted to talk to me, but he looked at me. He was like, and I gave him the
yes.
So yeah. But Pierce Brosnan. I think that was the only one.
We saw a few. There was one, and excuse me, there was one. There used to be a TV show called Temptation Island. I don't know if you remember that. One of the very beginning Temptation Island, not the ones that they're showing now. And these two couples, or these two, ended up falling in love. I forget what their name is. Again, apologize. But I saw them there. And this is before we knew what selfies were, right? He's like, I didn't know what selfie is. I said, can I get a picture with you? Or can I get a picture of you guys? So I took a picture of them. And then they're like, oh, yeah, cool. They walk away. And I'm thinking, I should have been in that picture with them. And I'm like, if I see them again, I'm going to ask them, can I be in the picture with you?
Can I be in the picture?
Yeah, no.
I've done a few, can I just take a picture of you? Because, like some 5-0 fans or Magnum fans. Can I just take a picture of you? I was like, well, you don't want to be in the picture with me? I was like, okay. So I'm just like, like that. So whatever.
Like if you want me to, yeah, sure.
Put it on your refrigerator wall or whatever.
Sure, I could.
What's like a souvenir? Do you always have to get? I mean, everybody gets the Mickey ears.
Yeah.
That. Do you get a different Mickey ears every time you go to Disneyland, or you bring your personal, the one that you love, Mickey ears? Well,
a lot of the Mickey ears don't fit me because my head, it's kind of big. So I always have to buy a Mickey ear hat. And by the time the end of the day comes, my head, especially now I grew my hair out.
Sweating.
Yeah, it's all sweating. I'm like, I don't want to wear this no more. And then the ear, look, one ear is already popping down. Yeah. So what we like to do is, especially my older son, is like he likes to collect popcorn buckets. So, the pass holders, they get to pick popcorn, or they get a specific popcorn bucket. So depending on the time of year you go, if you go during the summer, they got a different popcorn bucket. If you go during Halloween and Christmas, they got different popcorn buckets. So he likes to go there and he likes to collect the different types of popcorn buckets.
Cool. And
I finally asked him, what are you going to do with it? Because they're like killing the living rooms or the kitchen space because you're not even using them. Some people I've seen, they actually have them like in their background, they have them like, as a souvenir collector's popcorn bucket, but he just has them because he wants to get them, but that's it. I'm like, why are you, we like to collect magnets. So,
okay.
Magnets for different lands. If there's a different, if we go to Tomorrowland and there's a magnet that we've never seen, we collect magnets. The fridge is full of magnets. So that's one of our main things. What about you?
It's just like random. We don't really buy just specifically, okay, we have like a Mickey ears, we bring that or whatever. It's just spur of the moment, if we find something cool. Yay. One of them I had the Mad Hatter's hat.
Yeah.
And with the orange hair. And I think the day before, I was walking around. I was so tired, and then the next day, I got a scooter because because my legs are all like hash.
Yeah,
So I was just like, F this. So I was over there with the Mad Hatter hat, and they had the scooter. I was like, beep 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 beep. It was hilarious. But,
and you get front of the line access with a scooter too, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See.
And now I'm kind of semi-celebrity status. So I'm just like, Flippa goes in the front line.
Goes in the front. Don't you know who I am?
You know who I am? I'm the guy that nopody knows that's on the show sometimes.
I'm the guy in episode 55 that took Taylor Willie and put him in a shrimp-a-palua contest.
Yeah. I was in there for 5 seconds on episode 14. You can't miss me. But
I'm gonna do that next time.
So, is your legs? Are you tired after their first day of Disney?
Yes.
Or how about this? My wife and I loves this right here. So we're walking towards the parking lot, and you go in the bus to take you to your car. Isn't that ride the most awesome ride ever? Because one, it's air conditioned inside the bus, and two, you're just like dead.
Yes.
You're dead to the world. And that's probably like the most comfortablest ride ever because you know your day.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that because this is something I brought up before. Look at the people when you first get there and look at their face when they're on. Same thing. You're on the bus. You're in line. They're all dancing in line. They're singing Disney songs. We're going to get on this ride first. And then that same scenario you just gave. End of the night. Everyone's like, that's we'd always would try to get a hotel that's right across the street from the parking lot. Just because one, you get on that tram, you get off the bus, you just walk across the street, there's your bed, you're ready to go. But lately, the last few times we went, we've been staying in Buena Vista, which is where Knott's Berry Farm is.
Okay.
Just because, we had a season pass, we got free parking. It's like utilize the free parking. Let's just drive to the lot. And we would drive, every now and then, depending on where we'd stay. But yes, that end that when and what's funny is like, we always know like there's always tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. So whatever we don't do today, we're going to do tomorrow. And tomorrow comes and we're trying to rush to get everything that we didn't get to do yesterday. So,
of course.
It's for people who've never been to Disneyland and wants to go to Disneyland, plan it out right. It's a challenge.
Like, you go hardcore, like going on the rides and all that, and you dedicate those days to go hardcore on rides. But like dedicate yourself one day just to like walk through the park or walk through Main Street, walk through like the stores and all that, because there's stuff that you don't even know that's there.
Yeah.
Just like check out the shops or like the smells.
Yeah.
Or whatever. The smells that they put through the speaker and all that. The food, I don't know what they call it, but like the
foodorama or the smellorama.
They pipe in the food smell so you can go whatever, but
you go in there one day, you're like, I smelled a spicy chorizo cheese stick outside. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Damn it, Jim, you put the wrong smell in the pipe.
Son of a.
That's for Cinco de Mayo.
You pipe in the Lao Lao and Kalua Pig, you see all these local people. Hey. We saw Lao Lao.
Do I bring my own rice?
Yeah.
I bring my rice.
Son of my gun. Stupid.
Oh, man. It's funny. I became a big Disney fan for two reasons. One, back then we got season pass and I'm like, okay, let me find out the history of Disneyland. So I went on YouTube and I found, and this guy, Justin Scard, who
of course
talked nothing about it. All he did was Disneyland. So I was like, all right, I kind of like what he's talking about. Then I dove into the history of Walt Disney and what did Walt Disney do. So I became a big fan because of Walt Disney's vision, right? It's like he had one vision. I'm going to open this park. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if the floor and the asphalt is not ready. I'm opening this park, So that made me like appreciate the man because of his vision, his determination, and he's like, I'm doing it no matter what. I don't care what anyone says. So I kind of like that vision that he had, and that made me appreciate the park even more because it's like, if I told you right now, hey Sean, building a time machine. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I'm a very open-minded person, and like if some like I don't care if like somebody says, yeah, I'm gonna build slippers for the rest of my life. It's like, go for it.
Do it.
I'm a why not person.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, Eric, you wanna go and build a time machine?
I do.
Why not?
Let's build one. I
want to build one. And let's go back in time.
Now, let me ask you this. Speaking of time machine, if you could have a time machine and be in Disneyland on July 17th, 1955, the opening day that it opened, would you go back there?
Man, I don't even know how I would act, or like where I get tickets.
Where'd you get?
Or like, do I have my iPhone? Is Galaxy's that shit? No, it's not here. It was way different back then.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up
the first day. The first day was the worst for them. They ran out of food.
Mm-hmm.
The bathrooms didn't work. The rides didn't work. It was a mess.
Well, you know what they said is somebody decided they gave out invitations, right? And only certain people can go. But somebody was smart enough to say, hey, we have a copier. Let's copy these tickets and let's give them out to people who can't go. So, you probably had, Uncle Charles in the corner, hey, $1 ticket. Yeah, it was crazy back then when it first opened up. You're right. Nothing worked. They didn't realize how hot the day was going to be that day. So the characters who were dressed up as like Mickey Mouse was like, hey, dude, I can't do this no more. Hi kids. One of the kids says, Mom, Minnie Mouse sounds like a dude.
Mickey Mouse sounds like a dude.
It is a dude. The girl is she's passed out. She can't get back on the thing. But yeah, I mean, looking at the map right now, there's nothing that I would want to ride back then.
Yeah, it was. I mean, what one thing back then is still there now? The Cinderella's castle.
The castle.
I mean,
yeah, I'm looking at the castle. Jungle Cruise is still there. Rivers of America, Mark Twain, the boat ride's still there.
All right.
Autopia is still there.
Or as I used to say, Autopia.
Autopia, yeah, that's what I gotta do. Autopia. And besides everything on Main Street that's still there, those are it. What I just told you is it. So you didn't have Pirates of the Caribbean yet. You didn't have Haunted Mansion yet. Those are probably I'm talking about first day now, and I'm not talking about the year later. Yeah. First day. Man, there's not a lot that we would say, they had a horse, they had a train, they had a carriage ride. Oh, and the train is still there. The train is still there.
So it was like typical, like you go to like E.K. Fernandez 50th State Fair. It was like fair rides.
Yeah.
But like some of them were like themed from their movies and all that, so. Yeah,
man, there was nothing. Yeah, nothing. That's weird.
And look how far like it come. Like from, we complain about like how the ride was lame or whatever. It's like, dude, look what Disneyland had back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about lame?
Yeah.
I mean, for people in the 50s, this was like the best.
The best.
Like 50s movies, like Jaws. Like when you first saw Jaws, and you're just like, man. Oh, like now, if you're watching now, like, man, that shark looks kind of shitty. But back in the day, that scared people.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to go swimming anymore. So, yeah, it's come a long way.
Yeah.
And I think Walt Disney will be mighty proud to know that his park is striving.
Yeah.
And, his dream.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
No, it's one of my favorite. It's definitely my favorite theme park. And just like you said, Walt, if he sees what it is now and what it was to what it is, it's come a long way. It's come a long way from just, I mean, I couldn't even tell you what my favorite ride is or what's my first go-to ride when I go to the park. Back in 1955, when you're looking at it, you're like, whoa, man. So Mr. Toad and Peter Pan was there. Snow White ride was there. But then, other than that, that's it.
Okay. The Fantasyland rides were
Dumbo was there. The Mad Tea Party was there. So those rides were there. But yeah, but the thrill rides like, you know, Pirates and all that, they weren't there yet.
Space Mountain.
Yeah, Space Mountain wasn't even there. I don't think Space Mountain came till like the late, like the 70s or 60s or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Come a long way, bro.
Now, you know what's funny? 1955, isn't that Back to the Future? Wasn't Back to the Future 1955 also?
Here we go, bringing back.
I mean,
back to the
but wasn't it 1955? He goes back to the school in 1955. Man, they should do one where they show like the construction of Disneyland. You know,
that'd be great.
You know, it's like Walt. Is that Walt Disney? Like, is it?
I mean, that'd be so cool. Like that'll be awesome to like go back in time and talk to Walt and just
oh my God.
Like, wow, you're Walt Disney. He's like, yeah, and who are you? I was like, oh, I'm just
a fan.
I'm just a fan. Yeah, just a fan. That's
it's like, are you Walt Disney?
Great Scott.
Marty!
This is it.
We just messed up the time continuum by talking to Walt.
There's going to be no corn dogs and no turkey legs.
Oh man, but man, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yes, we always have to end up with we always have to talk about Back to the Future. Come on, man. Back to the Future was on TV just yesterday, and you know.
Yeah.
But man, if you could go back to the future, 1955 opening day, you can only ride one ride without messing up any time continuum, whatever. What ride would you get on? And I mentioned the rides that was already on. Mentioned the rides that was there. Yeah. There's a ride called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea that I've never seen.
Oh yeah. That was it's from the movie, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, old movie. It was just like the submarine one, but it was.
Is that what that was? Okay, then I would have ride that. I would have ride that.
Yeah. Did they have Matterhorn?
No Matterhorn.
No Matterhorn?
No Matterhorn.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm looking. I mean, like, no, the Small World wasn't even here yet.
That's a ride. That's a ride that's always, you know, near and dear to my heart is Matterhorn.
Yeah.
Matterhorn is the coolest. I mean, yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Screaming Yetis and, like, you know, going through the toboggan or whatever. I always wanted to dress up as the Jamaican bobsled team with a couple of my friends.
Should do that
with the helmets and just like, you know.
I'll do it. I'll do it with you. I'll be the guy in the back counting and counting.
You be Sanka.
I'll be count Heinz. Zrai. Feel the rhythm. Feel the move. It's bobsled. I can't even say it.
Doing the Swiss thing is not what we want to do. We do the Jamaican way.
Shawn, did you put the egg in your pants? Because you're
no egg. My lucky egg.
Okay, something's cracked down there, Shawn.
Yeah. No, that's not an egg.
I would, you know, it's funny because I would probably try to ride one of the rides that doesn't exist. Speedboat rides. There's a ride called Speedboat Ride. There's a Canal Boats of the World. Don't know what that is. I'd probably get on one of those, but I'd be tempted to check out what Peter Pan was like on opening day.
Of course. Yeah. It's probably almost the same as now, but like without the LED, lights and all that crap, you know, like it was just probably just dolls or like just then, you know, Peter Pan going like this, animatronics
Mom,
and all
I'm
that.
I'm scared of Peter Pan.
Yeah.
His eye came out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah, it's
man.
such a difference, you know, 30 years or 40 years makes. You know, from 1955
to now, it's like, man. I don't know. I mean, there's just so many things. If I could go back in time and just check that out, what I'd do is just check out the architectural designs, everything that they put in there. You know, I'd probably follow the hell out of Walt. Stop smoking cigarettes. Stop it.
Of course.
You know,
I would probably go to a part of the Main Street where I know it's going to be there for years, and like put my initial in there, and then go back to Disneyland 2021 and see if my initial is still there or something.
You SMG right here from 1955.
Exactly. Yeah, no, was not me.
You vandalized Disneyland parks in 1955.
Then the TVA comes in and
oh my god,
arrests her ass.
Different story.
Different story. Different tangent. Sorry, this is Disney.
Different story.
Disney.
Which Disney owns now the TVA, so we can bring that up.
Disney is going to own everything. I mean, in 2075, there's going to be 3 corporations.
Yeah. 1
Disney, 2 Apple, and 3, I don't know, like what, Walmart or something.
Let me ask you this. This is a question I ask a lot of my DCU fans. Okay, Disney bought Marvel, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Disney bought Star Wars. Now Disney bought Fox, which, Simpsons and Shrek is Paramount Theater, which is owned by Fox. So
yeah,
if Disney bought, DC, and I'm talking about their whole movie line, do you think DC would be just as good as Marvel the way it is right now? Or do you think Disney's like, no, Marvel's our baby, we'll just buy DC just to help them out?
I don't think they'll ever buy it because Marvel is just a separate entity than DC. If you look at the movies, Marvel is more like sometimes it can go dark, but it's very happy-go-lucky. You can see the humor, in the movies, in Endgame and all that. Just a little, the witty, sense, the humor that's going back and forth from the characters. Like DC is more, as everybody says, is darker. And all that. It would throw everything off. It would just be like a copy of Marvel. Where it is right now, DC, like it should stay there, but I don't think Disney will buy it.
Well, DC is one movie away from being, I don't want to say just as good as Marvel, but they're one movie away from being good. They kind of, first Wonder Woman was really good, and the second Wonder Woman kind of was like, what the hell are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking?
I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, that's like a one and done. The second Wonder Woman, you watch it once, I don't even watch it.
That's why it was free. If you had HBO Max, that's why it was free. Because
it was cool.
What's one? I guess. What's your favorite thing to do at the park when you're there? Just you like to ride the rides. You like pirates, but what's one thing you always got to do when you're there? The same thing when you're there.
Man, I love just people watching.
Oh man,
sitting down, just looking at you want to see. There's a line that I wrote in one of my songs. It's like everyone's different, but we're all the same, but everyone's completely different.
Yeah,
you see just weird ass people in the world come to Disneyland and you just watch and it's like wow.
Yeah,
it's like Disneyland brings so much people, different people, different countries and whatnot. So
that's exactly what I like to do when I'm there. Get a bucket of popcorn, or get some Dole Whip, sit on the bench and just watch people. I mean, we've been to Disneyland so many times that we know where everything is, back of our heads, right? That you've been there enough. Then when you see somebody with a map and they're trying to say, "Oh, it's this way," and you're like, "No, it's that way." In your head it's that way, but it's like you forget that sometimes, even though I've been there I would say 100 times, there's people this is their first time visiting and it's so exciting for them, and then you go if you want to go dig deeper, sorry, you would think maybe the family couldn't afford the trips back in the days. Maybe they're, the dad had to, work so many hours just to get them here. So the backstory to all that is I love to watch their stories and think of what their backstory is like. And, people like me who lives, 6 hours away is we're spoiled. Because whenever we want to go, we can go, till the damn pandemic came and took away our season pass, and now we can't go at all. So it's like, man, yes. Damn you, COVID. Damn you.
If COVID was a person, man, we would kick it in the shin all day long.
I'd find him and I'd punch him in the face. This is for my Disney pass.
In the ball.
It's like,
because COVID only has one ball.
One ball. Just kick you in the ball. Kick you in the ball. Yeah, exactly.
Have you stayed at one of the hotels?
$500 a night is always one of those. God, no.
500 and your firstborn.
Yeah, 500 your firstborn, and you can't come back for the next year, kind of thing. Because it's like California, the DCA side, they have their Grand California Hotel, which is like right on the park, right on the property, right? That's $500 a night to stay there, and and it's like, yeah, it's cool to stay close to the park, but for $400 less, I can stay across the street. At
a Motel 6 or Eco Lodge.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Motel 6 literally right down the street that we stayed at before. Yeah.
With the Denny's. Is that the one with the Denny's?
Denny's could be around the corner from it. Yeah. Denny's could be around the corner from it. Yeah. No, I mean, man, it's just one of those things. And it's one of those, like, I like Disneyland that much, but you're already taking my season pass money, and I'm not going to give you an extra $500, just to sleep on a, eat, sleep, and, do your business, right? Yeah.
Nope.
I'm waiting for someone. Disney, me and Sean's waiting for someone to invite us to stay and review your hotel.
Now, I've always wanted to be an Imagineer ever since I went to Disney World, and I wanted to, and then down the road, I learned that you have to go to college, and you have to learn all kind of shit. And I was like, I don't need to go to college to learn how to imagine cool stuff, because there's people, and excuse my back scratcher, there's people over there that's smarter than me that knows arithmetic and all that crap, and I just imagine it because I'm smart and I'm cool. But yeah, that was thrown out the window. So I was like, damn it. All
right, let's give you the Imagineering job right now, right? If you can imagine a ride, a character in Disneyland, what would it be?
Put me on the spot now. Well, it'd be fun if like, at a ride that you're like in a Funyun bag or like chips. You're a bag of chips. And you're just going through a land of chips.
What didn't they do that in before they got rid of Bugs Land?
Ah, son of a...
They did that, right? It was like you were in a bag of like Cracker Jacks. Sorry, man. That one was taken.
Hey, you can't really you can't hit them out of the park all the time, okay? You need time to imagine,
That's a good question. Anybody out there who's gonna listen or watch the Ordinary Joe's podcast, what ride would you want to make that you would think would be, a good part of Disneyland? What other rides can Disneyland make? I mean, you already have haunted rides. You have your Indiana Jones ride. What other ride can be out there? I mean, you
can just look at the characters, like what's out there.
Yeah.
They took a lot of rides from, like Dumbo, and of course Peter Pan and Mr. Toad. Look at the Disney movies, what they can. I've always wanted a Herbie ride. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Herbie is probably like one of my favorite characters. Herbie and the Genie.
Nice.
But man, yeah.
You know what? One ride they don't have. Speaking of characters, they don't have a Mickey Mouse ride. They don't have a ride based off Mickey Mouse himself. At least here in California. I don't know about Orlando, and I don't know about Japan. I don't know about all those other places. But I know here there isn't one, right?
I think Florida has one. It's like a Mickey Mouse, whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they have one at the Hollywood Studios.
Okay. It's a good.
So.
Good thing to look at.
But yeah, that's one thing. Like everybody else, every character had their own ride, like Dumbo and the Fantasy. Never had a Mickey Mouse one.
Yeah, never had one. Let me ask you this: how do you feel about Marvel taking over DCA? You know, they just opened the Avengers Campus, the Spider-Man ride.
I mean, it was bound to happen. I mean, the success with the movies, they have to do it. Even the pier,
Paradise Pier,
Pixar Pier. Yeah. Where they're going with it.
Yeah,
I mean, they want to be, what's that one word? I don't know what it is, but like they want to just this is Pixar, this is Marvel. They're looking at all the stuff that are cash cows.
Yeah,
and what are people going to and what are people liking? So I guess it's cool,
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Cash cow. It's exactly what you said there. It's a money grab. It's like this opened during a pandemic, but people still found their way to go there, spend their hard-earned money, keeping their face covered, trying to stay 6 feet apart because they wanted to see what the newest thing Disneyland or Disney Corporation had to offer, right? And Marvel is in right now. Marvel's the big thing right now. So, and it's funny because somebody mentioned this to me when Star Wars Land first opened up, Galaxy's Edge. The new Star Wars movies was just coming out. So here you are, new Star Wars movie, new Star Wars Land. Now that Marvel's taken over pretty much Disney Plus with their series coming out, this Avengers campus that's coming out or open is their cash cow, is their money grab to get all the people in there. And it's kind of true. It's like, it's what it is for now. I like it. I'm a big Marvel fan. And when we were going there before and, you have Tower of Terror, you have this small area where they had Captain America and Spider-Man. And now you have your whole area to deal with. It's like, I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to see what it's like. And, I'm going to be the biggest child out there going, Spidey, shoot a web at me. Come on.
Yeah. It's just capitalize. It's capitalizing on what's successful, in the movies or whatever. Like they see it, they're like, oh my God, so we should capitalize on this. Make a whole world of Marvel. Make a whole world of Star Wars. I mean, the one thing about Star Wars, it's cool. I've never been there, but there's a big ass Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
I mean, that's my favorite Star Wars character of all time, the Millennium Falcon. But I hear that it's not a kids thing. Like there's nowhere where kids can go. It's just it's a place where you can just buy a lightsaber or build a droid. It's just shopping. That's all it is. You have 2 rides, right? The
Rise of the Resistance and Smuggler's Run.
Smuggler's Run.
Yeah.
It's like it's more for like the big kids. I think Galaxy's Edge.
I think it's more for, and I hate saying this, and I said this before, it's more for people like us. People who grew up watching Star Wars in the 70s and then became part of our lifestyle, right? You mentioned, here's the Millennium Falcon. Man, when I first got there and I saw the Millennium Falcon, I was like, wow, I waited my whole life to see this in person. Yes. Yeah. Right? And then you walk 100 yards a different direction, you see an X-Wing. You're like, oh my God, you know? This is an X-Wing. And then you see R2-D2s going around. You see stormtroopers going around. You see all that. So to me, it's like it was meant more for the older kids because there was that nostalgia factor, in it. There's a rumor going around that they're going to change the name from Planet Batu, which is supposedly something that came out from these past trilogies that we just had. And they're just going to call it Galaxy's Edge. And they're going to have, here right now they have like Rey, Kylo Ren are like the main characters, but with the success of The Mandalorian,
of course, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, how are you going to throw in The Mandalorian because he was never part of Planet Batu? So I think the Star Wars people, the Disneyland Star Wars people, needs to start figuring out Are we gonna call it keep it calling it Planet Batu and then just put Batu in the new Mandalorian series, or just kill that name and just call it, Star Wars Land?
I mean, dude, look at like Mickey's Toon. Is Mickey's Toontown still in?
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still there in California.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney can. I don't want to sound, mean or anything, but Disney can kill off anything.
Yeah.
Just like how they kill off every parent in the beginning of every movie.
Every movie.
Oh, I mean, come on. I'm watching Up, right?
Yeah.
I'm watching Up. Oh, man. Lovely characters. And then the wife goes to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then we're in the theater. My wife goes like this. She dies. She goes like this. I'm looking at her and she's like crying. I'm crying too. I'm like, I don't want to watch this movie anymore. Damn you, Disney.
Damn you, Disney.
But Disney can kill off anything and refurbish it and make it into something new.
Yeah.
Look what they did for Marvel World.
Yeah.
They can tear down Galaxy's Edge and build a whole Mandalorian / Boba Fett, whatever land, because that's what's in. That's what's making money. That's what's the eyes are all looking into and all that. They can do anything they can damn well please.
Yeah, they could. And if they decided to, then, if they want to get rid of Mickey's Toontown, they can do that too.
They will.
Yeah,
they will. They don't care. I mean, they care, but
Mickey's Toontown. I mean, I go there maybe once. I
went there once
just to go check it out. But yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go there. Kids are grown now. It's like you got one ride, Roger Rabbit. That's it.
Wasn't the Goofy? Oh, this is a Goofy roller coaster.
Is that still there? Maybe. Oh yeah, the Goofy roller coaster. Yeah, that's still there. Yeah, that's still there. Yeah, that's.
I don't know, man.
No, man, I'm looking at the map right now, and there's a lot. If they got rid of, looking at this map, if they got rid of Mickey's Toontown, it's right next to Galaxy's Edge. So they could
Mandalorian land right there.
There you go. Exactly.
Mandalorian land.
Make it happen, Disney. Make it happen. But man,
it's gonna happen.
This has been fun. Thank you, Shawn Garnett, for jumping on the Ordinary Joe's podcast. Again, a nice round of applause for Shawn Garnett for jumping on. You can catch Shawn Garnett on Instagram. Shawn, go ahead and plug in your Instagram account.
Yeah, and Hawaiian Dude 77. Also, Facebook.com/Shawn Garnett Music. And if you guys are ever on the island, I am playing gigs now, mostly on the weekends.
Nice.
So, check me out. I always post up on my Instagram.
Nice. I was able to watch this guy perform. And my favorite song is still his Guava Jelly song, just because it makes me hungry every time.
I always got to jam that song.
That Guava Jelly. I mean, Somewhere Over the Rainbow is cool, but the Guava Jelly is like, oh, God, Guava Jelly. Come on, give me some bread. Throw some bread in there, Shawn. Jeez.
Ooh, yes.
Bread and guava jelly. We've been talking all Disneyland today. Definitely watch Shawn Garnett on. He's also on YouTube. He has his stuff on YouTube. Catch him on here in San Francisco, the Bay Area guys. Every Friday, they do a Hawaii Five-0 marathon. Every Friday, go ahead and catch him. You'll catch him on Hawaii Five-0 every now and then. He's Cuzzin Flippa. He was on a couple of days ago. My kids were like, "Hey, that's Shawn."
It's up for Shawn. Right,
you're also on Magnum PI too, right? You're on Magnum PI.
Yeah, I do a few Magnums and all that. I think Magnum will be coming back pretty soon. So hopefully, if we see me without a beard, that means I'm working again.
They should keep that beard on you. I don't know why they made you. They made you
pretty cool, huh?
They should. It's like, it's like, come on, man.
I think maybe because with the beard, I look just like a normal dude.
Oh.
And then without it, I'm like, oh, he's more local.
No, but you could be local with a beard on. I mean, I've seen locals with the beard on. Jeez.
Exactly. But
this has been fun. Awkward. This has been fun talking all Disney with Shawn. You're definitely welcome on the Ordinary Joe's podcast anytime, or the next time when Joe is ready to come on, we'll definitely try to have you back on our stuff. We talk about, if you catch any of the stuff, you definitely would fit in any of the topics that me and Joe talk about. We did the whole Conjuring not that long ago and talked about the Lorraine Warrens and all that stuff. We talked about the true life story of the Warrens. So yeah, you are definitely welcome to come on when Joe's back and Joe's ready. Joe, hurry up, get back on here. Not trying to rush Shawn off, but Shawn, again, thank you for jumping on. Thank you for guest hosting the Ordinary Joe's podcast. You're definitely welcome anytime, and don't hesitate to call him whenever you want to jump on. We'll definitely get you on. And again,
thank you, bro.
Thank you guys for watching. Definitely catch us on Instagram, the Ordinary Joe's podcast, gmail@gmail.com, and we are out of here. See you guys.
Ordinary Joe's podcast.
Recording stopped.